We're Lloyds TSB Commercial Finance and we're part of the Lloyds banking group. We're a specialist invoice and asset-based lending financer, and we offer services to the whole of UK-based businesses. So we have about 1,000 people, just over, across the organisation, and we are based UK-wide. We have a portfolio of financial solutions incorporating such things as factoring, invoice discounting, debtor protection, payroll services. We think things like factoring and invoice discounting are where, as a company, you may be quite healthy, you may be turning over a lot of business, issuing a lot of invoices, not getting paid. So you're healthy, your cash flow is drying up. So what we will do is we will advance funding to you, secured on your invoices. So the funding coming into your company tracks the business that you're doing. You're not sitting there waiting for people to pay you. We have a large UK-based sales force. Primarily we get our business either via introductions from our parent banking group or from professional introducers such as main tier accountancy firms, brokerages and solicitors firms. Back in 2003 we were having a number of issues, particularly around our sales force, with our inability to share information amongst the sales guys. So we didn't have a consistent way of the sales guys being able to talk to each other, understand what activities they were carrying out in the various market spaces, and left hand not knowing what the right hand was doing, so all the classic problem areas. As a result, we instigated a project to look at implementing a company-wide CRM solution to try and sort this out. We went out and investigated the market space because we didn't have a clear idea about what products were available. We looked at the main mid-market players that were around at the time, and as a result of that we ended up choosing Sage Sales Logics. Primarily the drivers behind doing that were because it was backed by Sage, so Sage was felt to be a strong company, and it was important for us that the product of the company didn't disappear overnight. It had to have long-term strength and stability. The people internally that looked at it liked the way it looked. They thought it was easy to use, it wasn't too complicated compared to the opposition, and internally for us it appeared to have a lot of obvious upgrade paths, so we weren't going to be stuck with out-of-date versions of it, and the cost base was right for what we were looking at the time. After deciding that Sage Sales Logics was one of our shortlist candidates, we then approached Sage as to how we should engage with Sage on this, and Sage steered us towards one of their business partners, DMC, who then took over the relationship from that point. We've been dealing with DMC ever since. They've done all the relationship building with us, they've done all the development work with us, they've had development teams in-house. They've basically, at every stage in the process, bent over backwards to help us out and make sure that the whole project worked. Originally we were looking at Sales Logics purely as a CRM solution. Once we had selected it as our product, we found that the scope got increased, as these things do, due to having to come up with a way of supporting the HP and leasing arm of our operation as they were about to lose the systems that they were currently using. We had a very, very small window in order to do this, and we felt that it was actually possible to provide a solution for them using Sales Logics because of the degree of customisation that system allows. In the end, we went from zero to a fully implemented and working operational system for HP and leasing in 6 months. And in the first month of operation they actually turned over a record number of deals through the system, so it worked very well. It was a challenge, it was a very, very hard project to work on and deliver on, but as internally and DMC both really stepped up to the mark, and in the end it was a very successful project, very successful implementation, still being used in business. It's still the main operational system that HP and leasing guys use. It's allowed us to put in the ability for sales guys to build deals online. They can be underwritten online, all the decision notification is done online, we have electronic document packs, so we don't have paperwork in the system. It's all driven by workflow over the top of it, so it's made the process very clear to everybody, and people like it, and it works. A key business benefit is information. It's allowed us to create a repository of information that we just simply did not have before. It's company-wide, it's consistent, and it allows us to serves as our primary source of information for our sales BI reporting now, and that's the thing that's really moved it on from where it was before. The challenge was always to get people to use it properly. Now we're getting the information coming out of the back end, which we'd always wanted to get to. People can see the true value of putting the information in at the front end, and it gives us the ability to analyse sales data, stats data, work in progress, pipeline, trend analysis, loss analysis, all the sort of stuff that before was very, very difficult to get hold of. We've now got that at the flick of a switch, and we can share it easily amongst the organisation. And when people are talking sales stats now, they're talking sales stats based on the same basis, so we're comparing apples with apples. But now the business's understanding and maturity of understanding of what SalesLogix and the information that it provides can do for us is changing. People are now starting to ask more questions, particularly on the sales side, about things like mobile SalesLogix, the ability to improve the way SalesLogix links with Outlook calendars and that type of thing. So one of the things that we're currently looking at is the most recent version of Sage SalesLogix, specifically with the mobile computing in mind, because we standardise on BlackBerries as our handheld platform. We've seen the latest version of the mobile BlackBerry platform. It looks very impressive, and it looks like it can deliver the sort of solutions that the sales guys are currently demanding. So that's where our focus is at the moment.